Welcome to our channel. Today we're diving into the fascinating history of the Bonaparte dynasties across Europe. From the sun-drenched shores of Corsica to the opulent palaces of Paris, the Bonapartes left an indelible mark on the world stage. Get ready for an adventurous journey through time. We'll trace their meteoric rise to power, their triumphs and tragedies, and their enduring legacy on the political landscape of modern Europe. This is a story of ambition, revolution, and the enduring power of family. Let's begin. Our story begins not in the gilded halls of power, but on the rugged island of Corsica. This island, with its jagged cliffs and serene beaches, is a place of stark contrasts. It is a land where the mountains meet the sea, and where the spirit of independence runs deep in the veins of its people. A small island in the Mediterranean, known for its dramatic landscapes and independent spirit, Corsica's beauty is both wild and untamed, a fitting birthplace for a man who would one day seek to conquer the world. The island's rugged terrain and isolated location have fostered a unique culture, one that values resilience and self-reliance. It was here in 1769 that Napoleon Bonaparte, the future Emperor of France, was born. The island's history is rich with tales of resistance and rebellion, and it was into this environment that Napoleon was thrust. His birth on this remote island would shape his character and fuel his ambitions. His family, while of noble Italian lineage, were not wealthy aristocrats. They were minor nobility, struggling to maintain their status in a world that was rapidly changing. Despite their noble title, the Bonapartes lived modestly, and young Napoleon was acutely aware of the limitations imposed by their financial situation. Young Napoleon, however, possessed a keen intellect and a burning ambition that would propel him far beyond his humble beginnings. He was a voracious reader, devouring books on history, science, and military strategy. His education was his escape, a way to transcend the confines of his small island home. Imagine a young Napoleon traversing the rocky terrain, his gaze fixed on the distant horizon, dreaming of a destiny far grander than the sleepy island of his birth. He would often climb the highest peaks, looking out over the vast expanse of the Mediterranean, and wonder what lay beyond. These moments of solitude and reflection were crucial in shaping his vision for the future. This drive, this hunger for greatness would shape not only his life, but the very fate of Europe. Napoleon's ambition was boundless, and his determination unyielding. He would go on to become one of the most influential figures in history, a man whose actions would reverberate across the continent and beyond. From the rugged island of Corsica, with its fierce independence and dramatic landscapes, emerged a leader who would leave an indelible mark on the world. The culture of Corsica, with its rich traditions and strong sense of identity, played a significant role in shaping Napoleon's character. The island's festivals, music, and dance were a testament to the resilience and creativity of its people. These cultural elements instilled in Napoleon a deep sense of pride and a desire to achieve greatness. As a young man, Napoleon's ambition led him to pursue a military career. He enrolled in the military academy at Brienne-le-Château in mainland France, where he quickly distinguished himself as a brilliant strategist and a natural leader. His time at the academy was marked by intense study and rigorous training, laying the foundation for his future successes on the battlefield. Napoleon's early military campaigns were characterized by bold tactics and innovative strategies. He quickly rose through the ranks, earning the respect and admiration of his peers and superiors. His victories on the battlefield were a testament to his skill and determination, and they paved the way for his eventual rise to power. In 1804, Napoleon crowned himself Emperor of France, fulfilling the dreams he had nurtured since his youth. His reign was marked by both triumph and controversy as he sought to reshape Europe in his image. Despite the challenges and setbacks he faced, Napoleon's legacy endures, a testament to the power of ambition and the indomitable spirit of a man from the rugged island of Corsica. The winds of change were sweeping across Europe. The French Revolution, a tumultuous period of social and political upheaval, had begun. It was a time of great promise and even greater uncertainty. The revolution, with its ideals of liberty, equality, and fraternity, resonated deeply with Napoleon. He saw in the chaos an opportunity, a chance to rise through the ranks of a new order. His military genius quickly became apparent. On the battlefields of Italy and Egypt, he displayed a strategic brilliance that captivated France and instilled fear in its enemies. Chapter 3. The Emperor's New Clothes. With each victory, Napoleon's power grew. His military genius was unmatched, and his strategic brilliance on the battlefield earned him the respect and fear of both his allies and enemies. Each triumph added to his legend, and his influence spread far and wide across Europe. He returned to France a hero, his name whispered in hushed tones of admiration and fear. The people saw in him a savior, a man who could lead them out of the chaos that had engulfed their nation. His presence commanded attention, and his charisma was undeniable. The once fledgling republic, weary from years of turmoil, saw in Napoleon a beacon of stability, a leader who could restore order. The French Revolution had left the country in a state of disarray, and the citizens longed for peace and prosperity. Napoleon promised them a future of strength and unity. In 1799, he seized control of the government in a bloodless coup, proclaiming himself first consul of France. This bold move was met with little resistance, as many saw it as a necessary step to bring stability to the nation. Napoleon's rise to power was swift and decisive. The revolution, it seemed, had found its emperor. Napoleon's leadership style was a stark contrast to the ideals of the revolution. He was a man of action, a leader who believed in strong, centralized control. His vision for France was one of grandeur and dominance. Napoleon's coronation in 1804, a lavish ceremony held at the Notre Dame Cathedral, marked the beginning of a new era. The event was a spectacle of opulence and power, with dignitaries from across Europe in attendance. It was a clear message to the world that Napoleon was not just a military leader, but a ruler of an empire. Gone were the ideals of liberty and equality, replaced by the grandeur and ambition of a new imperial court. The French people, who had once fought for freedom and democracy, now found themselves under the rule of an emperor. Napoleon's court was a reflection of his ambitions, filled with splendor and extravagance. The transformation of France was complete, and a new chapter in its history had begun. Chapter 4. A family affair. Napoleon's ambition was not limited to France alone. He envisioned a Europe united under his rule, a continent remade in his image. To solidify his power and ensure the continuation of his dynasty, he installed his siblings and close relatives as rulers of conquered territories. His brothers, Joseph, Louis, and Jerome, were crowned kings of Naples, Holland, and Westphalia, respectively. His sisters, too, were given positions of power and influence, becoming princesses and queens in their own right. Chapter 5. The Seeds of Discontent. While Napoleon's empire seemed invincible, cracks were beginning to show. His once glorious conquests were now marred by the growing unrest within the territories he had subjugated. His relentless campaigns, while initially successful, had come at a terrible cost. The toll on human life was staggering, and the morale of his troops was waning. The endless battles had drained the spirit of even the most seasoned soldiers. Millions lay dead on the battlefields of Europe. The sheer scale of the devastation was unprecedented, leaving behind a trail of sorrow and loss that touched every corner of the continent. Nationalism, a force Napoleon himself had unwittingly unleashed, was stirring amongst the conquered peoples. The very idea of a unified Europe under French rule was now being challenged by the rising tide of national identity. They yearned for self-determination, for the right to govern themselves, free from foreign rule. The spirit of independence was igniting across the lands, as people began to dream of a future where they could shape their own destinies. The seeds of discontent were sown. Farmers toiled in their fields, and intellectuals penned manifestos, all contributing to the growing movement against Napoleon's dominance. From the icy plains of Russia to the sun-baked fields of Spain, resistance to Napoleon's rule was growing. In Russia, the harsh winter and scorched earth tactics had decimated his grand army, while in Spain, guerrilla fighters waged a relentless and brutal campaign against the French occupiers. His empire, built on ambition and military might, was beginning to crumble. The once mighty fortresses now lay in ruins, and his soldiers, once invincible, were now retreating in the face of insurmountable odds. The dream of a Napoleonic Europe was fading, replaced by the harsh reality of a continent in turmoil. As the empire faltered, the people of Europe began to rebuild their lives amidst the chaos. The struggle for freedom and self-governance was not just a political movement, but a deeply personal journey for millions who had suffered under the weight of war and oppression. Leaders emerged from the shadows, rallying their people with impassioned speeches and promises of a brighter future. The spirit of resistance was alive and well, and it was only a matter of time before the tides would turn against Napoleon for good. The seeds of discontent had taken root, and the sun was setting on Napoleon's grand ambitions. The era of his dominance was drawing to a close, making way for a new chapter in the history of Europe. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this journey through history, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more captivating stories. See you next time.